What's up, you absolute digital degenerates? I finally figured out how to make the green in one of my many hats not invisible when there's a green screen. Problem solved. Today, the Alphabet Soup agencies just dropped a joint advisory that basically says, hey, the little gray boxes that run your water treatment plants, power stations, chemical plants, and half the industrial world are currently getting probed by AI-generated malware dressed up to look like legitimate monitoring software. Not theoretical, not maybe someday, active, live, right now, as of August 19, 2026. The NSA, CISA, FBI, Department of Energy, EPA, the whole squad put out Cybersecurity Advisory AA26-231A, warning that unidentified threat actors are hammering Siemens S7 series programmable logic controllers across critical infrastructure. And the cherry on top, they're using AI to write this exploit scripts, because of course they are. Why learn industrial protocols the hard way when you can just ask a language model to spit out something that looks like normal operational technology monitoring tools and then quietly rewrite the ladder logic? Quick history lesson so you understand why this hits different. Here's a short clip from NewsThink video titled How the US Hacked Iran's Nuclear Facility, explaining how Stuxnet targeted Siemens PLCs controlling centrifuges.
In 1970, Iran ratified the Non-Proliferation Treaty to limit its program for peaceful use. It meant Iran would have to be subject to inspection by the International Atomic Energy Agency. Those inspectors with the IAEA noticed centrifuges mysteriously failing at the start of 2010.
Getting the worm into the Natanz facility was actually the final step of a carefully planned attack.
This is what is believed to have happened. The NSA and the Israeli military wrote a program that digitally mapped out the workings of Iran's Natanz plant. The program is introduced into a controller computer at the plant, possibly by an oblivious plant worker. The program collects information on how the computers in the facility are configured. The agencies use the data to design a complex worm, Stuxnet. Stuxnet is introduced into the plant's computer controllers via a USB stick.
Yeah, Stuxnet, the original we just broke physics with code moment. Siemens S7 gear has been the favorite toy of nation-state operators for over a decade. And now, in 2026, the same family of controllers is back on the menu. Only this time the barrier to entry just got demolished by generative AI. The agencies say the attackers are scanning the public internet with tools like Census and ZoomEye, looking for exposed S7 200, 300, 400, 1200, and 1500 series controllers. Once they find one that's internet facing or poorly segmented, they drop AI generated scripts that lean on open source libraries like Snap7 DLL and Python Snap7 to talk to the S7 communications protocol on port 102. These scripts pretend to be normal monitoring software so they can read and write memory, configuration data, and ladder logic.
So what I do is I download that onto the PLC. It asks me, do I want to override the code that is already there? I say yes. Okay, so now this code is on the PLC, so we can test our code out by turning on the PLC. So we see that the code worked as we expected it to work. The balloon inflated for 3 seconds. So now what we're going to do is we're going to infect the PLC, we're going to infect the computer here, we're going to download the same program onto the PLC, and we'll see that the PLC behaves differently the next time. So to do that I need to close all the software, infect the machine, and then open up the software and perform the same steps again. So here again we look at OB1, we see that our code still says 3 seconds, and we're going to download this onto the PLC again. At this stage the computer is infected, so we don't have control of the PLC, so what we think we're sending to the PLC can be intercepted by the threat and can be rewritten. So it's asking me, do I want to override the code that's already there? I say yes.
Initial access, credential access, denial of service, the whole menu. Because AI can iterate the code in minutes instead of weeks, the skill floor just dropped through the floor. Here's a more recent look at how stubborn these things still are. A clip from the Black Hat talk. Nope, S7 third not secure, stealing private keys from S7 PLCs. Researchers showing that even the newer TLS protected versions still have juicy design flaws.
PLCs are the core of the cyber physical system. And as we speak, They are evolving. They are increasingly being connected to external networks to get the benefits of the cloud, like machine learning models and digital twins. As a result, the traditional models and architectures we all know are changing, and the attack surface increases. My name is Alon Dankner. I'm a security researcher at the Technion and at No Code Security. And this is a joint work with Professor Eli Biam, Dr. Sarah Bitan, and 3 of our students, Ron Frodenthal, Or Carrot, and Nadav Adir, who will be presenting here with me. We're all from the Faculty of Computer Science from the Technion.
All right, time for the peanut gallery, because nothing says modern cyber war like scrolling next Twitter while critical infrastructure gets reconned. First up, the official CISA post from August 19th. Cyber threat actors are actively targeting Siemens S7 series programmable logic controllers, or PLCs, using internet scanning services and AI-generated scripts. Read our latest advisory. Then the FBI Cyber Division version. The FBI and its partners are warning industrial control system owners and operators about an active cyber threat targeting Siemens S7 series programmable logic controllers. The threat actors are using scanning services to find internet-exposed PLCs that are running outdated software or otherwise poorly protected. And the peanut gallery classics that actually made me laugh. One reply simply said, "Welcome back, Stuxnet." Another, "Sounds like a Stuxnet level threat, unless I'm just extrapolating potential threat level." Look, the agencies are careful not to name a specific country in this particular advisory, but the timing sits right on top of months of Iranian-affiliated activity against water sector PLCs, as CISA has already documented. Whether it's state actors, proxies, or opportunistic groups, writing the same techniques doesn't really matter whether controllers that open or close the valves are internet reachable. The exploit code can now be generated by anyone with a half-decent prompt. The mitigations are the same ones they've been screaming for years. Inventory every S7. Patch. Get them off the public internet. Strong access controls. Monitor for unauthorized ladder logic changes. Segment the OT network like your life depends on it, because in some facilities it literally does. But here's the uncomfortable part. A huge percentage of these devices were never designed with the assumption that a language model can mass produce working ICS exploits in an afternoon. The security model is still stuck in the security through obscurity and air gaps era, while the attackers just leveled up. So yeah, your water utility, your local manufacturing plant, the chemical facility down the road, if they're still running exposed Siemens S7 gear, they're currently on a hunting list that just got a whole lot longer and a whole lot smarter. AI didn't invent the vulnerability, it just removed the need for the attacker to be an expert in S7 comm and ladder logic. Stay patched, stay segmented. Maybe don't put the computer that controls the pumps on the same network as the intern's TikTok machine. Like, subscribe, and follow for more dry, witty, roasting commentary if you haven't already. It really helps the channel with YouTube's algorithm. A special thanks to all my Mutant Patreons.